had all this power, you had all this confidence to do what you were doing, and the thing is that you never found love. You were constantly alone. You never could have a family. You never could have that relationship that normal people would have. You influenced a lot of people, but you isolated yourself as well. And speaking of isolation, you did have another lifetime, and this one was a more positive one, but you isolated yourself on purpose. It wasn't so much the people you knew that you influenced, but the way of life that you chose. And you chose to focus on solitude and an inner life and personal creativity. This was a very positive life. But you chose to spend your time in isolation. Mostly they would call a person like this a hermit. And it was what you did, your actions, that influenced others. And others followed suit because you did this for inner reflection. You did this to seek enlightenment. You did this to raise yourself to another level. And you were very good at it. And people saw the sacrifices that you did and the things that you were reaping spiritually. And people wanted to be a part of that. So you did influence other people by your actions, not so much by going out and telling people that they should do as you do. Your actions spoke very loudly. We have another one where you, and this was also a positive lifetime. This was a lifetime where you lived chosen as, and this one is a female, as a what we call a living goddess. And this has got to be somewhere in the Far East. And they're saying yes, it is Far East. Okay, they're saying Thailand, and Thailand, they put you to a point as a little goddess, a little living goddess, and you had well, it's not what I would consider a perfect life. You were taken from your parents and your family at a very young age and taken to live as this little living goddess and to be perfected in your spirituality and what it was expected of you. You didn't stay in this position for a long period of time. You stayed in this period of position until puberty, and then you were considered ready to move on, and you could move on to either serving in a temple or taking up another position, but you lost that little living goddess aspect because you had hit puberty, and you worked very hard during your young life as the living goddess. You were very, very much into the etiquette, into the working with the crowds of people that wanted to touch you, to be blessed by you, blessed by your presence, and you worked very hard at it. But when you hit that puberty point and your time was over, you were to go back to your family. Your family was not of a high position. Your family was of a poor society. And you went back to that. You had an arranged marriage. And you didn't live too long after that. I would say 18 was as old as you got to be in that lifetime. And conditions being what they were, you were having a second child at the age of 18. You were married to a much older husband. You did not make it through the pregnancy. Let's just put it that way. We have another lifetime that has come through. This one was a male, a blacksmith. This was in Alexander the Great's army. You were the blacksmith for the military. And you influenced people in this lifetime by making them the weapon that was most appropriate for them, and they listen to what you had to say, because you would tell stories as to the magic of the weapon. You weren't just an ordinary blacksmith. You were a good storyteller as well. And you would tell them about the energies and the magic and the what was going into the work of the sword. It gave the soldiers confidence. Even if they went off and died in their first battle using that sword, they still had confidence, and that's how you influenced these people. You kept everything sharp, you kept everything ready, you made everything from horseshoes to iron instruments to swords to spearheads, and I'm seeing many odd things that I don't know what they're being used for in that time period. But you did a lot of heavy blacksmith work, and they loved you because of your stories. You gave them energy, you gave them the magic, the confidence for them to move on in their life, doing what they had to do, which was not exactly the nicest business to be out there doing. Conquering and killing people and stuff like that. So you weren't at the forefront, but you were the person behind the scenes that gave them the confidence. That's all I have at this time. If you ever have any other questions or comments or anything, we can do this again. If it's not a whole lot of spirits that show up, then we can do this typed. But if you get you must be popular on the spirit world, because I tell you what, a whole lot of people did show up, and there's another whole long line that would like to speak with you as well, but I cut the limit at 11 and said that's enough for this reading. So if you wish to have another reading, you can let me know. If you want to give me any feedback, you can let me know as well. My name is Nancy Zilversmith. My website is www.sanctuaryofsacredspace.com, or my radio show, which is www.achieveradio.com/outside. And that is for Outside the Box, and that's my radio show. And of course, you can always find me on eBay. And my eBay store is Intimate Spirit Connection. Thank you.